Okay, so hi and welcome back to episode 2 of the Lochaber Stainless shop chat, I guess. Um, One recent upgrade that I thought worth showing was we have a new lift. So we're now no longer working with an old Bradbury 2-post lift that's older than I am. We have a nice new 4-ton 2-post lift, the same, but just way easier to live with. The arms are lower, it lifts higher, which is great for somebody kind of tall like me, something like that under cars. It's also wider, so we can get wider cars in. A lot of modern cars now, just we were really struggling to get them to fit on the old Bradbury. So this is a really nice, useful upgrade to life in the shop. So something small, but not so small at the same time. I mean, it's pretty big. In terms of other jobs, one recent one that we have now to do, another project this week, is this old, it's not even that old, Honda quad bike frame, which is kind of a bit worse for wear, doing the kind of work that quads do. They get covered in mud and crap and rust. For a stainless shop, rust is unnervingly prevalent, so we'll keep it in this back corner and look at getting it done. The main reason this came to us is we do a lot of tube work, as a lot of people know. So tube bending, tube fitting things, it's a bit of a niche in its own. So we have a few sections of this frame which need a bit of TLC. So if I flip this over, you'll see what I'm talking about. There is some holes where there should not be holes. So what we're going to do is build a jig. We'll get this mounted up and set the bender up on the various size tubes that we need, and we're going to bend new frame sections and build them in. There's some bracing plates and things like that which are missing, but there's enough left of them that we'll be able to get something close to those. So the next step is going to be building a jig just to maintain all the critical dimensions, and then from there we can bend this piece of tube, mirror it. It's all pretty simple work for the bender, and we can graft them back in as and where is required, which ultimately is going to be pretty much everything between here and here, to be honest with you. So we need to maintain swing arm mount locations, engine mounts, things like that. So once we get those picked up and defined, we can start breaking this down and getting that replaced. It's just, it's going to be ERW steel tube, but it's been cleaned off now, and well, to the best extent that we can at least see what we can do. And yeah, it's along the more lines of just a bit more of the restoration work that we can do in here. And then speaking of restorations, we have an even bigger project which I'll introduce you to now. Behind the curtain, we have a 1971 Series 2 E-Type, which I picked up a few months ago. Now, for those who don't know, we do a lot of work for an E-Type based company who we provide a lot of manufacturing and design work for. And so always had quite an interest in E-Types, and managed to get this one that was reasonably affordable. I mean, certainly affordable as far as E-Types go, but it's that obviously comes with the caveat that it needs a lot of work. But it's almost completely stripped. I still have a bit more to do. We need to get the doors off, but the bulk of the glass is out, interior's all out, engine's all out. Underneath is pretty much all off. So we can finish getting that stripped, and then modify the frame that it's on to support it a bit better, and kind of like a, basically build a rotisserie for it so that we can get it and spin it round and work on that. So hopefully be showing some interesting updates on this as time goes by. It's certainly a back burner project, but once it's done, all going to plan, it will ruffle a few feathers. So yeah, and that's probably about as interesting as it's going to get for today. But, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.